Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a while since I have uploaded and I apologize for that. So for today's video, I will show you guys what I did in my culinary school and what happens. Today we're going to make 3 types of bread: focaccia, baguette, and a challah. What I'm doing right now is just adding the flour into the mixing bowl with the dough hook attachment and turning the machine on. And as you can see, I make a mess. You're going to see that a lot here. The dough do its thing. Be mixing, and I will go ahead and begin to grease my pan, my hotel pan, just to have that already like set up. And once that's done, I will check how the dough is going, and from that point on I will use my plastic bench scraper and I'm just gonna scrape the dough hanging on the dough hook so that everything gets well incorporated, nothing is left out and nothing's left behind as well. And now I will continue to mix once again. I will tend to do this for 2-3 times just to be sure that everything is well incorporated, that the gluten is being worked on legit. We need that gluten to be worked on. Scrape, and then from that point on, I will take out the dough hook attachment and get my bowl. And at this point, what I will do is, I had trouble pushing the machine away. Get the dough hook and scrape any dough that's being on the dough hook. Challenge of mine is the mixing bowl. It was heavy. I didn't think it would be heavy, so I was working many methods of how to get that dough onto my hotel pan, and yes, I did struggle.
At about 9 o'clock or 8:30 we'll put the big oven on.
I will set that aside, and again, I just had trouble. So once that was done, I began just to organize everything. I wanted space in my little section of work. I set that aside and I began doing the other bread. So flour, water, and mix. And now I will continue with cutting up garlic and rosemary for this bread. And I cut about 12 garlics. I had to peel them and all that. Peeling garlic is a tedious task, I will say that. And many agree with me, and I'm like, it's a lot.
The garlic I have. Go ahead. That's okay, it's gonna be fine. It all works out. You won't even really know it's there.
So at this point, I thought I screwed up because the whole dough wasn't looking good. I checked with chef, and chef told me just be patient, and I added in the rosemary and the garlic into the dough, and mission accomplished. The dough was actually good and it got better. And now I'm going to fold this dough that I left on the hotel tray pan. It's the first dough, and now I'm gonna sprinkle some flour on my bench. That's the first dough that I let. And now these doughs, which was the first dough, are being formed into baguettes, and I'm just working through making them look all even and putting them into a baguette form. So from that point on, I will begin rolling them all. In total, it was 4 baguettes that we will be making for today's class. And once I was finished with all that, I began with just putting them, as you see, putting them into their little warm. Now the challah, I didn't film, I apologize, but I had trouble doing the whole braid and came out really good. I took it out from the proof box as well. For this bread, the focaccia, I took it out of the proof box, and now what I'm gonna do is rub olive oil on top of it, allowing it just to have the olive oil flavor. And from that point on, I will begin massaging it. The texture is very airy, fluffy. I will even describe it as a cloud. While doing this, it was actually extremely fun. I will say that I'm poking holes so that once it bakes, it has that airy, fluffy texture. And now I'm gonna put a bit of salt just so that I can have some really good flavor to it. From that point on, I was just checking it with my colleagues and friends and just telling them, oh, it's over there, and yeah, and if I could get the cheese. This focaccia will be having cheese, so I will sprinkle a lot of cheese on top of it. And what I would say is the more the merrier, but chef told me not to put overly too much, as it will tend to just overflow. And I'll do this like 4 to 5 times. And now I'm just asking who needs the cheese, because yeah, we were rushing at this point. And yeah, I'm just telling them, oh yeah, you could use it after. And from that point on, I just get the cheese and just fill in the ball spots of the focaccia. I mean, the more the merrier. What we have in the oven is the challah that came out of the proof box. These challahs have an egg yolk wash, and in the proof box we have the baguettes and still some few focaccias in. And now what I'm gonna do is mix my sourdough starter with flour and water, and at this point I'm just patiently waiting to get the scoop. And I was just getting annoyed because no one was giving me their scoop. We only had 1 scoop at that point, and I was like, you know what, I'm getting annoyed and frustrated. I'm very impatient, that's what I realized. And then once I was giving them the scoop, I scooped 1 scoop of sourdough starter and put that into a small hotel tray with the flour and the water. I ended up adding a lot of water to this starter, so at that point I was like, oh no, I'm in trouble. I don't know whether I did something wrong, or I had the incorrect measurements of either the flour or the water. The chef told me that I just had incorrect measurements of the water. So I will then proceed to just mixing it with the hand. It's a very uncomfortable texture feeling that I just don't like, but that's just me personally. And while doing all this very liquidly, and I began checking with other people and being like, you know what, yeah, I have something wrong. And at that point, chef was like, yeah, go add flour and see if that works. Come back and continue in mixing. And then at that point, I went into crisis mode and just began asking, are we going to have to knead it? Are we going to have to knead it?
No, so I just want to, because I saw him doing it.
He said
Monkey see, monkey do.
To knead it?
To get in higher, yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
in both places? Yeah, I'm not sure either. All right. Where's your chef? I just saw him.
Oh, can I? He went to. He's either in C. If not, then
Are you guys having fun? Are you learning things?
Yeah.
Of course. He's very good, but don't tell us.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I was just talking about you. Chef, I have a question for you. So, I was going to say on the
What's going on? I should keep adding more flour.
Yeah, just add more flour until you're able to knead it.
Start baking baguette. Olive gets closed. Everybody see the beautiful olive? Crazy.
My hands were a mess, and like I said, through this whole process was very messy, and working with flour is a messy process.
Here, I guess.
Where do we put it?
Wait, we put this in our starter, right?
Oh, thank you. We have the baguettes baking, and once that was done, the focaccias were all set. The baguettes finished baking as well, and they all look very, very beautiful. And then we had some other baguettes like in the oven, and yeah, at that point I just go down, change my clothes, and that'll be the end of the first day of my culinary school. And I appreciate you all watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment of what you would like to see next. And this is the first part of this series. I will be posting next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and yeah, appreciate you once again watching. And once again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more information and for more content. And I will see you guys on the next video, and sending you guys with peace and love to all of you.